Ladies and jellyfish, shalom, and welcome back to another A.S.K theme song ranking. Batman has had numerous animated stories, including the 1966 series, the Batman and Robin show of 1968, the spin-off show in 77, the animated series in 92, the New Adventures in 97, Batman Beyond in 99, the Batman in 2004, Brave and the Bold from 08, and lastly, Beware the Batman from 2013, which were all the animated Bat shows with an opening theme. So today, join me as I rank all 9 Batman animated theme songs from worst to best. So, a few things. This show itself is really strange because apparently the 1966 version was the original, then this Batman and Robin, or I guess it's called The Adventures of Batman, came out in 1968. Then a spin-off of one of these two came out in 77? Maybe one of you nerds can clear that up in the comment section for me, but either way, this theme song is pretty weak. Just like some of the other old ones, we get a lot of narration here, which I'm not a fan of, and flashing colors that make me want to smash my head in like one of those Tom and Jerry gags. Seriously, did they want you to get a seizure watching this? Jokes aside, I like the villain introduction section with the Joker especially, and the shots of Batman driving look cool, especially because this design of him is one of my favorites, but otherwise a pretty weak one to be honest. Alright, maybe this is a hot take, but I don't care. This theme song sucks. The music is childish and repetitive and comes off as very boring to listen to. Like, listen to this with no visuals. Is it James Bond? John Wick? Jason Bourne? Friggin' Sherlock Holmes? This doesn't come off as a Batman song. I also hate this art style. This is a broader critique of the show as a whole, but the art style really bothers me. It's much too thick and looks really ugly in my opinion, especially with the over-insistence on keeping the colors bright and saturated. The whole visual concept of the theme is wild in terms of having Batman running through blocks of text repeating the words brave and bold just didn't do it for me. Sorry. Here's a cute one. Look, I'm cutting this one a lot more slack because it's old, but it's not super terrible either. I love the intro with the bat signal in the air, and while I'm not a huge fan of the narration, it makes me laugh to remember that they actually thought Batmite would be a recurring character after the show. The theme itself is pretty weak though, and other than some of the panels with the villains and everything, there's not much here to take away a liking. This one's very simple. It's just a female vocal of the word beware with 3D shots of Batman and some other characters with really interesting colors. I love the silhouette shots when Batman turns red and his eyes come out of the shadows, with the Batmobile coming and everything like that. Very short and sweet, but gets the job done. This one is super nostalgic for a lot of people, including me, especially with that little jingle in the very beginning. But to be honest, there's not really much to write home about here. The music is really good, composed by The Edge in the first 2 seasons, but compared to some upcoming ones, the music frankly isn't super special. The visuals can also be really cool at times, and I'm glad we get a lot more look into Bruce Wayne compared to the other shows which only focus on Batman, and some shots of Batman running through the rooftops, let's be honest, probably inspired by Team 2003, are really sick overall, but generally does a pretty average job at what it aims to do. Well, the OG everyone remembers is always this one. Da 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 Batman is certainly a catchy tune and became the trademark of the franchise for a long time. Kinda like the 67 Spidey did for that franchise. This one's only about 40 something seconds long and is super fun and bright to look back on. While Batman has definitely gotten a lot more grim and dark as more writers got their hands on it, this one gives off very bright and friendly mood because of its exciting instrumental, the fact that all the characters are smiling, and the silly comic booky animations coming and going. The kids vocalizing the melody towards the end adds a bit of excitement to it, and all the villains in a line is really cool to see. I'd just be lying if I said it blew me away, but for the original, it's certainly above par. Well, here we go again with the Spider-Man Unlimited feel. I don't know why, but was the late 90s like the weird retro techno era for action cartoons? I don't really hate this theme at all, in fact it can be pretty sick at times. The visuals of Batman in this slick new suit are really interesting to watch, and there are 100 colors and moving pieces coming at you at once. The Ace of Spades shot in particular looks really unique and beautiful to me. The ending shot of Batman looks really cool, and the spinning camera around him is also sick, and the music itself matches that retro vibe that Spidey Unlimited had, which I did put at the top of my list of Spidey themes, so if that tells you anything, the music here is right up my alley. But from here is where it gets kinda weird. There are a bunch of random shots interspersed here, and perhaps it requires a viewing of the show to fully understand, but a 5-second shot of people dancing or random skulls popping out don't really make sense to me. The biggest problem though is the insistence on plastering text on screen with all the moralistic themes of the show, as if this is Kitchen Nightmares or something. Like, we get it, Batman has honor, Batman has justice, whatever. Other than all that, I really like this theme song, and I think it does a fantastic job for what it wants to do. Well, the Batman series everyone gushes about is here, and the theme song is certainly not below the par of the magnificent quality the show yielded with every story. I've made an entire retrospective on this show before in one of my favorite videos, but the theme song was only slightly touched on there, so this might be a good opportunity to delve a bit into that here. The Batman TAS theme song is entirely instrumental, and has started that trend for every Batman show that came after it. The music itself was written by the amazing Danny Elfman, who I really come to love more after I became familiar with his work on here. This is even better than the Spidey soundtrack in my opinion. Apparently Elfman had originally turned the job down, so Shirley Walker was hired to do it, but after Elfman changed his mind and remastered his old '89 theme, Walker's was moved to the second season's theme and the Batman and Robin episodes, and Elfman's theme was chosen for this theme song. It's honestly incredible and instantly gets you hooked with its suspenseful feel, and overall it sounds incredibly badass and menacing. The visuals are also fantastic, looking very stylistic and having aspects in every style. Batman's face is all detailed and artistic, we got cool pans, fades, action scenes, silhouettes, and a bunch of cool storyboarded stuff. But apparently Shirley Walker's score that was used in the background of BTAS was so good that they reused it in the theme for Ooh, a hot take. Yeah, I said it, this theme is better than BTAS. The visuals may not be as creatively executed, but they are still really engaging and serve to introduce us to all the characters much better than BTAS, while showing clips of our villains and giving incredibly cool shots of Batman flying through the air and kicking butt with Robin. And oh yeah, this music is just so damn exciting! It perfectly matches the mood of the show without starting too quiet or dark like BTAS. And the loud trumpet blaring just sounds so majestic to me. So yeah, this is definitively the best theme song between the three '90s shows. And that was all Batman animated theme songs ranked from worst to best. Hope you enjoyed this one and stick around for more rankings of Batman shows coming in the future. Do let me know your own ranking in the comments below, and what you thought of my opinions. Was I wrong? Was I right? Let me know. Other than all that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you beautiful ladies and jellyfish next time. Shalom!